Today, we're looking at a game called Water Racer. And I'll keep this brief. Today's task is we want to try and get this algae growth out of the tube. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill the tanks with a solution of clean water and then use bleach in very limited amounts inside the game. Here's the other reservoir. These reservoirs that I'm showing you here are strictly for what we call the blue water part of the game, and that's the blue water that rises up in these tubes. You're asking, well, the water doesn't look very blue. That's because we've taken the dye out of it, and what I'm doing right now is I'm going to fill these tanks right up and start purging the system. And what I want to do is get all the blue dye out of the system first and run the game a few times to get all of the debris out. And this stuff here that I'm showing you, this stuff clogs up our valves, so it's imperative to get them out. Stay tuned. Okay, this is the next stage. I've purged all the blue water out of our system here, and I'm just refilling the tanks with fresh, clean water. You can see down here is where the inlet to the pumps are. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to pour in one of these containers. I guess this is a gallon of bleach. And what I'm going to do is run it through the system to see what happens. So I'm going to turn off the water for a brief moment. Okay, and now we're going to pour our bleach in. I'm going to pour the whole thing in because of the amount of water volume in here. Okay, and there we go. So next, we have to put the system into what we call a track mode or volley. Okay, so in order to do that, we press this button here. And what's going to happen is these tubes are going to start filling with the water solution. Now, the bleach solution is not inside these tubes yet. It's going to take a few cycles for these tubes to start receiving the bleach solution.
Maintenance base to... Go ahead.
So you can see some air bubbles in there. So it's good, it's cycling. So as it cycles, eventually the pumps will turn on and the water's going to start recirculating into the system soon. Okay, good. So now it's sucking the water out of this tank into the pumps. Okay, that's good. So now the attract mode has done its thing. We're just going to give it a second. And we're going to run attract mode again. Now the purpose of this is to try and get rid of the algae. But at the same time, we don't want to overdo it with the bleach because it could affect the seals that are placed within our game mechanisms. Anyways, I'll sign off for now and we'll come back to this. And so this is what the fill tank looks like after we added the bleach and water solution, and we've run it quite a few times through the tubes. So you can already see the tubes look quite a bit better. So I'm just going to keep running them until we're done, or at least until we feel we're okay, and then I'm going to have to purge the system of this mixture because it could do something to our seals. So better safe than sorry. Stay tuned.